Greetings, good people. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we're on episode 3 of this dramatic series. I'm beginning to think that this SWV and Xscape Queens of R&B show was a well thought out idea, but as everything is unfolding, this is getting really intense. Things are spilling over onto social media. It's getting a little bit ghetto. I'm here for it though. I'm here for it. It's only 6 episodes. So let's get straight into this review. Okay. So you guys know that Latasha, she is in Nashville. And she is shopping she wants to go solo. So she met up with Motown Gospel in Nashville. That is where Taj from SWV resides with her family. Okay, so they end up meeting up, catching up. They're at a museum, and this museum features Black artists that contributed to hip hop and R&B. So SWV and Xscape are featured so in the museum, right? They have displays in the museum, so that was refreshing to see. And they're excited that they're a part of history, so that was good. Now Latasha, to me, she has really got this story that she tells often, memorized down packed, right? And the more she says it, the more it makes her look pathetic, in my opinion. All right. What am I talking about? She mentions to Taj that, she was body shamed by her sister. And when she says that, it really irritates me. Okay. Because she's like really running with this narrative that everybody in the group is against her. And she's accusing her sister of body shaming. Okay. This irritated me so much so that I posted this on Twitter back on March 19th. And my tweet, make sure you guys are following me, she_royal_b on Twitter. My tweet reads, Latasha is manipulative as hell. When you tell someone to kiss your ASS, that is an insult and highly disrespectful. So when someone says, quote, if you had an ASS to kiss, end quote, that is a clapback to your insult, not body shaming, dummy. For those of you who are unaware, Latasha has expressed that she does not feel secure about the shape of her posterior. All right. Yeah, but you invited somebody to kiss your rear end. That is disrespectful as hell. Just because people say it often doesn't mean that it's not disrespectful. So if you disrespect and insult someone, what do you think they're going to do? Hold your hand and sing Kumbaya? It's just like this story that she's running with, that she's this victim as it pertains to the group, is really annoying, right? And it just irritates me when she goes on to talking about they body shamed me, okay? Then she moves on to saying that Tamika, her sister, disrespected their mother. Now, I wouldn't say that she disrespected the mother. I think that's a reach. Yeah, I don't think Tamika disrespected the mother. I think Tamika was trying to stick up for herself, and I think she had to do what she had to do. She was outnumbered. You guys were ganging up on her, and in a recent interview, Tamika talked about that. Tamika said the reason why she blurted out about Rocky stealing her money, who is Latasha's husband, Latasha and Rocky stealing her money, is because her back was up against the wall. She wants to have peace with her mother and her sister, but they refuse to acknowledge their wrongdoing. So she blurted that out to shut them up. Okay. Anyway, Tamika, she's not Tamika, Latasha, she refuses to acknowledge anything that she does wrong. She wants to talk about body shaming. She wants to talk about, the group not being on the same accord. But you know what she never wants to talk about? She never wants to mention the words check and stolen. Seems to be her kryptonite. Anyway, moving along to Coco. Coco is out and about, and she is having fun with her friends. And in her confessional, she talks about how she was diagnosed with bipolar depression. She said that she noticed that she was not feeling like herself. She wanted to commit acts of violence against people. She said that she noticed that her mood would change. So some days she would feel great, other days she would fall into deep states of depression. So she decided to seek help, and she was properly diagnosed. I'm hoping that she was properly diagnosed, and she is being medicated. Now she says that the medication has helped her a lot. So that is good to hear. All right. Then we shift gears to Tamika and her mother. For whatever reason, Tamika invites her mother over to her house for dinner. And I'm not staying on this topic with their mother too long because it's too much, it's too deep, and I just don't want that energy at all. Point blank, bottom line, that woman is nasty and she's abusive. Point blank, period. Tamika has been beaten into submission by her mother, who is bitter at the fact that her husband left her, and she takes it out on Tamika because Tamika has a relationship with her with the ex-husband, which is her father. Okay. So basically, Tamika goes into talking about in her confessional that the mother was a stay-at-home mom and the husband basically provided financially. And when he left Gloria, she basically had to go out and work. And Tamika said, they struggled a little bit, right? And I find it interesting how many women believe in and they subscribe to patriarchal customs when it benefits them, especially financially. But that's a whole nother topic for another day. I just feel like there's nothing graceful about Tamika and Latasha's mother. And I hope all of her children invest in intense therapy and do the work for themselves and their own families. That woman needs to be left alone for God to deal with. That's it. That's all. And lastly, I don't like when women do all of that neck rolling, finger wagging, and yelling. I hate it, hate it, hate it. Like in a joking manner, yes. But when you are like being aggressive and attacking, her talking about she's the 5th member of Xscape, just ridiculous. I have nothing else to say about that woman at all. And all that screaming over the food, I ain't with all of that. I thought that was highly offensive. Anyway, moving along. Taj and Candy, they meet up. And they've remained friends, according to Tocha. They've remained friends over the years. I did not know that Taj was a Taurus. I know Candy is a Taurus, as am I. So that was really cute. They meet at Candy's house, and Taj tells Candy that she met up with Tocha in Nashville, who was out there meeting up with Motown Gospel. And Candy says that this is history repeating itself, okay? Taj says that she relates because Coco did the same thing. Now, I do remember that from their reality show. Okay, Coco wanted to go gospel, and she was going and meeting up with different record labels trying to get a solo deal. Obviously, it didn't work out, right? Now we shift gears to Lily and her son. This was refreshing to see her son interact with his mom. She has a very close relationship with her kids. She has a son and a daughter. I do remember that from their previous reality show. Now her son, he's a rapper, and she's trying to get him to be independent as it pertains to growing in the industry, and she doesn't want him to rely on her. So she tries to let him know like how rough it can be, and you got to kind of, it's not that she doesn't want to help him, but she just doesn't want him to bypass the hustle. She talks about her second book. She's doing a second book. The genre is, it's an erotic book. There's no surprise there. Okay, that's right up Lily's alley. Then she shifts gears into talking about like her struggle and being homeless, living in a car. She said that she eventually got a regular job, and that's what got her back on her feet. So she's schooling her son about basically not skipping the grind and the hustle, aka the process. He was receptive to his mom's words, and I do love to see it. So that was good to see. Now we shift gears to Miss Latasha, honey. Lord have mercy. She's in the studio recording, and in walks Rocky. Okay. I feel like Latasha, she's determined to make it because I don't think that she has Xscape as a safety net anymore. So this solo career this time around has to work. I could be wrong, but that's just my assumption, right? Anyway, she tells Rocky about a text that she got from Candy wanting her to be included in a group meeting regarding business. And Latasha's acting like Candy texting her about this group meeting is something odd. Are you not a part of Xscape? Like, are you in? Are you out, Leroy? Like, what's good? Anyway, Rocky has the nerve to say that the situation between her and Tamika is affecting her. He sees that the situation between her and her sister is taking a toll on her. And I'm telling you, people, they will lie, cheat, and steal, and they will act like their hands are totally clean. Like, it is really disgusting to see the two of them interact. It's just weird. Rocky then tells Latasha that it's obvious that Tamika doesn't want her in the group. I don't know if I heard that right. Is that what he said to her when they were sitting in the booth? And he feels that Tamika is accusing Rocky of stealing. Tamika doesn't want her sister in the group. That's why she's doing it. And he has the nerve to say that he forgives Tamika. Boy, oh boy. Rocky asked if he told the ladies about the record deal, if she told the ladies about the record deal, and she said no. And I feel like, of course not. You know, you want to make sure that you actually get signed first. So, you know, that you can go off about your business. You won't have anything to fall back on. I mean, she might have gotten the deal because she did change her phone number on the ladies, right? The ladies, they're doing a lot of press for some of their upcoming shows and for this show, Candy, Tiny, and Tamika. And they basically said that Latasha changed the number. Tiny's the only one that had it. She invited Tiny to her album release party or album listening party and said, oh yeah, tell the girls, but she has no communication with them. So whatever. So I'm assuming that her deal went through. Anyway, enough of Latasha. Coco and her son. Now he wants to quit dental school to be a singer, and Coco ain't having it. Okay, she said that she didn't get a chance to go to school. Plus, she's paying for his education, right? And I feel like she just wants to protect him from the industry, and I totally get that. The business of music is brutal, and I know it's significantly different now than it was in the 90s. It was rough in the 90s. I can only imagine how much more brutal and cutthroat it is now. So I think that Coco's really trying to protect her son, right? So Coco basically says, you got to call grandma. So he calls his grandmother, who is Coco's mom, and he has to let her know, look, grandma, you know, I want to quit dental school and I want to pursue my singing career. He starts crying. He says, I just feel like I shouldn't have to do something that I don't want to do. And then he tells his grandmother, you know, I'll just take off a year to see what happens with my music career. And grandma immediately agrees. So Coco's just like, you wasn't like that with me. Newsflash, people, your parents turn into different people when they become grandparents. I'm telling you what I know, okay? They're a lot more patient, lenient, you know, a lot kinder, you know, and they spoil their grandbabies, all right? Anyway, SWV, they are rehearsing, okay? Because these girls are booked and busy. They are not sitting around waiting for Xscape to give them anything, okay? And they're in demand, okay? But anyway, they're rehearsing, and their manager, he's trying to figure out, you know, what's the deal with this Xscape show, because SWV, they're in demand. They're booked and busy. And I love that SWV is still working and going on the road. Truth be told, SWV does not need Xscape, all right? Let's just call a thing, all right? This is episode 3, and the drama is all coming from Xscape, mainly Latasha, right? Anyway, Xscape, they arrive, okay? All of the ladies, they show up to SWV's rehearsal to talk business. Now, had Latasha's solo deal went through, I'm pretty sure that her behind wouldn't have shown up for that meeting. So she was very quiet. She said nothing during this meeting. So I think she's kind of on pins and needles, waiting to see if Motown Gospel is going to sign her at the time of the taping, I'm saying. Anyway, Taj, she suggests one show, SWV and Xscape collaboration. Candy asked about billing and mentioned that at their last show, they headlined. And I said, what is something wrong with Candy? I said, Candy really has some nerve, okay? SWV's management says that it should be co-headline, right? Candy talking this our tour mess. When we go on tour, we headline. And what is not registering with Candy Burris Tucker? That this is not an Xscape tour. Like, what's happening here? When she said that, I was completely like, what? It was so out of place and weird. I would be insulted too if I were SWV. Truth be told, y'all wasting SWV's time because their group is in demand, included overseas, right? And I think Candy's thing is, because they have a large social media presence, and Tiny co-signed this too, that means that they would have the bigger audience. But that doesn't make any sense. Just because you have tons and tons of followers, that does not mean that, number one, it doesn't even mean that everybody is watching your content on whatever platform they're following you on. Number two, those followers don't equate to ticket sales and seats filled. What? I'm telling you, something just seemed off. And I'm watching Candy's body language as she's mentioning this. They want top billing. Their logic, like I said, their logic is really, really off. And Taj, she actually pointed out that in the 90s, Xscape never headlined. Right. So, I mean, yeah, this is 2023. I get all of that. But why would you, why would you base the need to headline a show off of followers because of your social media presence and because you're in the reality TV realm? Something just seemed off. Something seemed off. Let me tell you something. Ultimately, Candy, she feels that Xscape should be paid more. And I disagree. I absolutely disagree. I honestly believe that was presented to stir up drama. Candy had no logical reason as to why Xscape should get top billing on this one night only show. It's a one night only show. Why would you make a problem where there isn't one? Makes no sense. It seemed out of place the way that Candy kind of threw that out there. And she said, she's not trying to be disrespectful. She was seemingly apologetic. By this time, SWV was back in the back talking, and Coco was saying that she ain't opening up for nobody. They sold X amount of records in their confessional. They throwing shade, and, it spilled over to social media. Anyway. And spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen, a show never happened. So all of this Xscape and SWV Queens of R&B, it's great. It's great TV. But at the end, there's no show. I think Coco confirmed that. There isn't going to be a show unless they're tricking us. They still might have time, but I think SWV is booked and busy. I'm telling you, if you go back and watch that scene when Candy presented they get top billing, it seemed weird. She seemed nervous to even say it. And I believe that this is another Candy Burris spinoff, because this show is a Candy Burris spinoff. She's had many. And I think that this spinoff or this show was done to keep Candy in good standing with Bravo, because I believe that they're ready to give Candy the boot. Andy and Bravo, they're ready to give her the boot. They don't want to pay her any more money. A lot of people say that she's boring. She ain't really bringing nothing. And I feel like she kind of has to, she keeps getting these spinoffs, and seems like she's stirring up drama to kind of keep her in good standing with Bravo. The ratings are up on this show. This show is trending, getting a lot of engagement on social media. So I'm pretty sure the big bosses over there at Bravo are happy. So I do think that Bravo, especially Andy, they're ready to give her the boot because they be playing in her face. And I hope that Candy is paying attention and she sees it. And I feel like that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Because why on earth, out of nowhere, would you suggest that SWV open for you? What? That it just go back and watch her body language. It just didn't seem right. Something is off. So good luck, Candy. We will see how this ends. Episode 4 is next week, and then 2 more episodes after that. But I'm gonna be tuned in, and I'm gonna be back next week for another review, y'all. Drop down in the comments and share your thoughts. I love you for watching, as always. Until next time, peace.